All right, audio's good. Audio's actually really good. It's fantastic. So yeah, that. Oh wait, there's one more thing over here. Um, Not that one. Was it this one? Um, this room has a lava collider, so you take damage to get the lava. But there should be one in the middle there. You can see it's on this one. Can I just copy? Is that that's got to be the last collider on it? There's a lot of colliders on it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Copy that component, and I'm just going to paste as new. Crap. Whatever. I also learned about this. I didn't know this was a thing. Let's just change these real quick. This makes my life 1,000 times easier. I want to get close. And then I like to go from the side perspective. I want to make sure that I'm actually getting there. There we go. There. That actually gives you a spot to stand on. I could replace it with a rock. I do have actual prefabs of just like rocks. I could have thrown in, but I decided not to. And I could 100% be using mesh colliders, but when I used mesh colliders before, it's caused some serious issues. Because everything was mesh collided. And I was like, I'm just going to do this because it's easy. I don't want to go in and put a bunch of colliders in. I should have just done colliders from the start, because when I put it on the WebGL, I was like, oh my god, this runs like ass. Okay. But yeah, that's it. That's I think the last. I keep saying the last. I think that's going to be the last fix I need to do. But that should be that, and I'm going to upload the new version of that to Mitch.io. As you can see here, you do get ratings on how your game is doing, overall. I received 7 ratings on my game. I've gotten 11 karma from feedback. My smart balance is how many games I have reviewed, which I'm going to do a separate video on reviewing games, because there's some in here that I've already played that are amazing. But yeah, I wanted to just kind of show off how the game works and what happened, and it is a mess. It is an absolute mess of code. Because if I go into like the high score is simple, but the lava raising, this was a little confusing to do. The player statistics are so simple. Object names. I like to spread things out into individual scripts, which is why I had a problem with Godot and why I had a problem with Unreal. I like to be like, oh, this object has like 6 scripts on it. Just because I like to have like this function, this thing does this specific thing, and I don't need to do anything else. Like I have, realistically, the selection array has a bunch of things in it that should be inside of other components, like the inventory system specifically, like the worth and stuff. It should be in a different script. I just put it there because it was the script I had at the time, which is dumb, but I should have put it somewhere else. The win script, it's surprisingly long for what I normally do, and takes a lot of things into variation. So effectively, it's got the timer on it, which was something I had to look up how to do. It just does the math floor to current time, and then puts it into this format. And then when the timer equals 0, the lava rises. So if I go into here, time up equals true, lava.transform translate to, just go up basically. And then if it reaches less than or equal to 0.7, sorry, greater than or equal to 0.7 on the Y, it stops. It sets timer to false and the whole thing stops. Which, I'm actually going to change that a little bit to 0.6. 0.65. Just because the lava went up a little high, I want to bring it down just a little bit. But yeah, that's it. Space controller. This basically controls how much inventory space you have, the drop inventory. Controls dropping all the things, so you set your count on 0 of the array to -1, or sorry, deduct it by 1, which then you set the string, and then you select the inventory in the array, and then you set the goal to -5, or whatever the value of that item is. WASD, the controls, WASDA 1 and WASDA 1 here, rather, are my character controllers for first-person controllers. This one controls mouse movement. This one controls character movement. I have blank default versions, rather, of these saved somewhere, so when I play a new game or start a new game, I can just, grab them and throw them in. It's something that I experienced with the first LudumDare when I did it with 53. um, not having default character scripts. Like you could have certain default scripts like character scripts, audio scripts, those kind of things, and just drag and drop them into your project you're working on, which made my life 1,000 times easier. Also, if anyone's actually a game dev out there, you're gonna look at my code and be like, "You idiot." So my coding isn't great. It works. It makes the games work for the most part. But yeah. Oh, that's not me. I think that's everything in the game. Let's actually go to the engine again. So, the total amount of scripts we have, that's scenes. Oh yeah, I want to show you the death scene. Just because it's fun. Main camera. Go to the game. So yeah, when you die, this is the screen you get. You get your high score still, because you can see your high score from the last time you went. But yeah, the lava's filled up, the elevator's to the side, and it's game over. And you can play again, you can see the instructions value chart, you can change the volume, and you can quit the game. So it's the same thing with the victory screen. You can play again, instructions, value, all that kind of stuff. Main menu, I really should change that before I do anything else. Canvas, panels, volume. Let me just bring that down. What is the default? Is it just in the assets? Yeah. The default is 0. Cool. So we're going to set the audio slider to 0. Just so that when we start up, we can go, oh, I'm just going to bring that up a little bit. One of the things I wanted to do here when you play the game is it should be more direct. You can open the value chart and see what everything's worth, but it's like if you don't want to just start it, you can be like, oh, I need, this, that, and that. These are the resources you can collect. I also made room for other resources because I do intend to expand on this game and change the menu because the menu buttons look like shit. I want to add different resources. I want to add different kinds of levels. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. What I want to do for expansions and stuff like that for this game is expansions, updates. I want to have the ability to go deeper. So I want you to start at a surface level. Be like, okay, you have to go to this point and gather stuff from this point. The threat up there might be a wandering kobold or a slime or something like that. That's about it. And as you get farther along in the game, you'll progress deeper into the mine shaft. So you'll start finding more kobolds, more goblins. Eventually, you'll get to a point where you start encountering the lava like this. And the very last level, I want there to be a threat like a Balrog kind of creature. Like something big or like a giant tunneling worm of some kind that's like constantly going around the maze. And if it hits you, you will die instantly. But there needs to be a change off. It can't just be like and going around. You have to be like, okay, the player needs a reason to survive. They need a way to survive. So I need to add something into the game. Be like, okay, the worm's going around, but you need to get the hell out of the way. How do you do that? So there's a lot of things I want to do to improve upon MINERAIDER. I can legitimately see this being my first release. Horde game was supposed to be my first proper release. I could see MINERAIDER being my first proper release because it's already basically done. I need to add in a system to take your gold and save it per game, and then you can actually like spend it on stuff. I want to spend it on increasing your time, increasing your inventory space. I want to put into upgrades like fire resistance to reduce the damage you take from lava, to add stronger weapon attacks once you have a weapon. This was also my first time using proper animations. The first game I did was called Rain Sleet Zombies, and it was not good. The animations were janky. It didn't work well. This one I had the pickaxe with the idol, and then you could actually play it and you would hit something, and it worked great. 2 very simple animations. Everything worked flawlessly. Gives me a lot of confidence for working on Horde game as well as the future MINERAIDER. But yeah. I want to just kind of get a splurge out. A blurt out about my game. If you want to go check it out, there's a link in the description. I'll also link the main LudumDare54 like repository so you can see all the other games people made, because there are way better devs than me out there making games for LudumDare, and I've already played some that are amazing, and you'll see those in the next video. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know I didn't stop working on a Horde game. I've just been jamming.